Hello traders, and welcome back to Trading with Bill, Forex and Options. Traders, Happy New Year to everybody, and welcome back to a new year. It is January 5th, 2016, helping losing traders become winning traders. Great to be back with you. It's, we're coming into about 1 hour into London session. Thought I'd get this recording done, get some stuff out, got some charts for you today, some Forex charts. We've got a lot of options charts, a lot of stuff to show you in some options that's going on. Pretty interesting stuff. Getting into it, had some computer situations and had to replace, believe it or not, I had to replace a computer. No, it wasn't one of my Apples. I had an HP Microsoft, and I've had it for like 8 years since I moved to Thailand, and it finally died over the weekend. And I really didn't want to have to put out the money like at the holidays to replace this, but you know, it had to get replaced. And then of course I had to go out and spend big bucks on a nice 27-inch screen, which is absolutely gorgeous. So my flight simulator works very nice. All right. Yeah, that's the story. What can I tell you? All right, so we're going to talk about good to be back. Good to be back in the saddle. I'm glad these holidays are over. I hate those 2 weeks. There's 2 weeks of holidays where there's no markets, there's nothing to do. I get bored to death. So I did have laser surgery. I had lens replacement surgery on both my eyes. So I was pretty much was in the hospital for 2 days, and really almost 3, and then I was bedridden. Well, you know, I was in bed for a day and a half. So most of it I was pretty out of it. I'm happy to report that I was at the doctor's today, and my eyes are doing absolutely wonderful. And I'm only on eye drops for another 2 weeks, and I am finished. He said, your recovery has been great, and you've done a great job, and it's nice not to be having to look for my glasses. I'll tell you that. All right, traders, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday, and yes, traders, they do call me Bill. They call me other names, but we won't talk about that at this point. Traders, I started trading in 2006, 2008. I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. 9 days later, said, hey, why don't I go to Thailand for 3 months and celebrate my wonderful career? And I did. Well, it's 8 years later, folks, and I'm still here. Traders, I do trade fundamentals and technicals. At the fundamental side, I do not trade the numbers. I trade after the numbers. So if like a CPI number comes out or an interest rate decision comes out, I don't trade that announcement. I wait about 40 minutes. I see if things line up. Then I get in there and I trade it. But I'm a technician. I love charts. I love reading charts, analyzing charts, price structure, price action. As you know, I do use Ikimoku quite a bit. And I use harmonics. Today we don't have no harmonics charts up. I did put a harmonics chart in there today. Well, it's my first day really back in the saddle. I was at my desk yesterday for the first time for like a regular day, like a full day. And I have to tell you, by 10:30 last night, Thailand time, which would have been 10:30 in the morning on Wall Street, my eyes were burning. I mean, I was just in drastic pain. So I had to shut it down. Just had to shut it down. That's all I can say. All right, let's get this legal stuff out of the way. This is our risk disclaimer. Forex and options trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex and options markets. Traders, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. Dodd-Frank, I'm hoping you're happy. I did read this disclaimer. Not that you're going to come to Thailand and come and get me because I'm talking about Forex. And of course, this is for educational purposes only. And, well, there's no choice. I'm 12 hours ahead of the U.S., and everything happens in the U.S. market. So other than when we trade Forex charts, those we can trade right away. But as far as options go, that's all New York, right? All right. I put this chart up. I thought it was very interesting. You know, oil is like the talk of the town, or it's been the talk of the town for what little bit I've been in the town. Oil has been around and really pretty much the torque. But you can see, this isn't doing anything. But, the thing with oil is, if it moves $1, like, that's a big deal in oil, okay? So, an oil contract, if it moves 1 penny, that's $12.50. So if you move $1, right? If you move $1, right, that's $1,000. So in oil. So if you take a look at our Ikimoku, you could, and don't worry about the lines. We'll talk about the lines again and again. We always talk about the lines, right? But if you look at the first indicator up top, the DNA, you can see that blue line. It's still heading to the downside. Look at the next indicator on the bottom. That's our stochastics, again, to the bottom. This thing still might just head on down. This thing might head to 30, I don't know. The low is at 34. So, what is it, 34.23? And, that's the thing with oil. The thing I don't like is I don't like all that congestion with all those lines all together in there. I will tell you that the 55 EMA and the 200 EMA is not in that cluster, but the 10 EMA is in that cluster. The rest of those lines are from the Ikimoku side. Remember, Ikimoku is a leading indicator. It gives you what we're expecting to happen in the future. It's a one line, and if you take a look back, see where the low, where it says low, if you look back, see that line? That goes back 26 periods. So this is on a daily chart. So that goes back 26 days. That tells you where price was at that point. But I wanted to show you this oil chart because oil is really important. And if you're trading futures, which I'm starting to do more of on a scalping situation, oil is really, it's not my top choice, to be honest with you. I'm really trading the Euro futures and doing a heck of a lot better. Good news is we did end the year just under $600. Now, I know what you're saying. I can't live on that. I think we were, 4 months live trading? So we've only made a little bit over $100 a month, right? But remember, we were only trading one contract and 2 contracts. So we really didn't have any guts in there yet, right? Still getting used to things, still getting a feel for the market, see what they would do with this rate hike. Thank goodness that's over with. They'll find something else to fight about. But, so now we'll start getting in. Now we got a new year, start off fresh, and, it's time for the wheels to hit the pavement. All right, let's move along to the next chart. This is going to be a Forex chart. Also an Ikimoku chart. This is the euro. This thing dumped like a rock yesterday. It's at 1.0800, and it can't move from here, and it's bouncing from here. So all the talk is, I listen to a lot of other rooms. I just listen, and if you look at this, if you look at some of this stuff, you'll see that we're at a really severe area of support, and we're expecting this bounce here. So really interesting to see what's going to happen here. I would think that the euro wants to go up, but I got to tell you, I'm not going to be the first dog on the block to run after that apple. This to me doesn't look like I want to take this long. I'd want to fib this from the top of the cloud all the way down to the bottom of that last blue wick, right? And then we could take this with the cloud, right? But I don't want to I don't want to be the first one in this box. And this isn't congestion here. This is not what I want to see. As far as the trading goes, I don't want to trade this. I am not trading this, folks. If it breaks resistance, gives me a bullish candlestick formation, I'll trade it to the cloud. And then you see that blue, I think that's the A line, the T-can line, if I'm not mistaken. And and then look for it to take a bounce to the other side. But the first thing I do is I stick a fib on that. Now, this is a 1 hour chart. So I put a fib on that, and I'd find out where we can expect this thing to turn around. But as far as I'm concerned, this euro is going to continue to go to the downside. Let's take a look at another one. And here we got the New Zealand dollar. Really nosedived and has been sideways ever since and has done nothing. And again, it's sitting on this support level and it's not doing anything. And It's not moving anything, right? There's a lot of people trading. The markets are at full swing, and there's not a lot going on, my friends. I would have, and I'm not looking to take this long, by the way. I'm not bullish in the New Zealand dollar. I'm bearish, but I would have expected some kind of price action that we can get a fib and sell this. We're getting nothing here. I mean, you can look at the last 6-7 hours there. Nothing has happened. So if you look, like since Asia, there's really nothing has happened. This has basically just gone sideways, which is going to make the rest of London very interesting. And then, of course, into the U.S. session where there is no data. There is no data. There is data in about 30 minutes from now, however, out of the pound. Let's go back over and take a look at an options charts. Wow, I'm all over the place with these charts today, aren't I? All right, what do we got here? What do we got here? Ah, the yen, the good old yen. Remember, I always talk to you guys about how the dollar and the dollar index follows the yen. What happened to the dollar? The dollar went over 100, and look at where the yen is on the chart. It's above the cloud. It absolutely took off yesterday, and to me, it doesn't look like she wants to turn around and come back yet. And we're early into our trading day, right? We still got the rest of London to go, which is, another 7 hours, and then you got another 8 hours of New York. So you got a lot of trading ahead of us before we're going to see what's going to happen with this. However, we are coming up to some resistance, and we'll see if it pops that, or it depends to take a hit down. Now, if you take a look at the bottom of the chart, you can see that stochastics has already made the pop to the upside. However, I'm more interested in the DNA chart, and that blue line on that DNA chart has converted and turned back to the downside. So we're getting conflicting stories here. Some things I am curious about. One is that our 55, our 200, and our 10 EMA are all angle and separation to the upside, right? The 200 is pretty much sideways, but the 10 EMA and the 55 are pointed upwards. So, you're just going to have to really keep an eye on that and keep an eye on this. But I just want to show you how it really does mimic what the dollar is doing. And this was a great chart. I just happened to flip into charts, and I happened to see it. I said, oh, I got to show this chart. This is just like such a classic of showing how the dollar yen is such a classic of what the dollar is doing if you don't have the dollar index on your platform. All right, let's take a peek here. It looks like the euro futures.
It's 16 hours.
And the euro, took a big dump yesterday. You can see it hit some support there and bounced back into the cloud. So it's back up into the cloud. So if you look at this, as far as a technician goes, if you look at the first indicator, the DNA, the blue is to the downside, and stochastics is to the upside. That's conflicting. That's not in harmony with each other, right? However, we are at some pretty good support right now. So curious to see how this works. Now, the cloud itself, I call resistance. The cloud is resistance. That's a fight. If you're going to break through this cloud, you're going to fight. The other thing is, we've got a 55 and a 200 exponential moving average right in the middle of this cloud. So traders, I'm going to stay with my bias, and my bias is to the downside. Okay? Let's take a look at another one while we're here. This is the last one of the day, and we're going to take a look at the pound. This is the pound. This is a pound chart. This is a futures chart, and you could see how the pound is just dollar strength all over the place, just dollar strength, right? This is a daily chart, just dollar strength all. Look at how far away these things are, and you can see that this is just so bearish, right? However, I'm not seeing anywhere to get in. Now, realize these are the daily charts, so of course I'm not going to get into the daily chart. So go to a 30-minute chart, an hourly chart, fib it, and then get into your trade and take your trade down. But when you look at the higher time frames, and especially on a futures chart, which I take into a lot of consideration, why? What does futures have that a Forex chart doesn't have? Yeah, those blue bars in the background, those are volume bars. Those are volume bars, okay? So we have volume in futures, where on a Forex chart we do not have volume. All right, traders, that wraps up our Forex and options chart. Again, thanks for being with me. We're back. We're back on track, and it's great to have a new year and a new start, a fresh start. We're excited to get going this year and get into some challenging trades and punch the desk a couple of times and jump up and down a couple of times. That's always a good time. That's why I trade. It's just exciting. All right. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, yes, they do call me Bill. Traders, please follow me on Twitter at WKG at 1960, or you can go to my website at tradingwithbill.com. If you missed the video, you can always go to my website up in the right-hand corner. It says the video channel. You can see all the videos that I've placed on YouTube, and all these videos do go to YouTube. Traders, have a great trading day. Remember, helping losing traders become winning traders. Traders, have a great trading day. Grab those profits and let's have some fun. Take care, traders. Talk to you in about 24 hours. See you then. Take care now. Bye-bye.